Two-man game, TMG, get the news fast, AMG, game of two boxes. Name two boxers that hit as hard as this. Yeah, we're cutting to the truth, no, there ain't no narrative. Eyes up on the cup this year, hear the stadium erupt this year. For my team, TMG.
Welcome to episode 34 of the Two-Man Game Podcast. TMG. You know what it is, it's been a monumentous week for us so far. Shout out to BT for the retweet.
Oh yeah,
I saw that as well.
Football on BT, they plugged us. They're doing their thing.
One day, one of us will be on there.
Amen.
Both of us. And all the brothers trying to make it.
All the brothers trying to make it. Trying to make our own stream of sports media, isn't it? You know, give our perspective. So that was a good week. Anyway, let's introduce the guest. Want to introduce yourself? Tell us a bit about you.
Yes. My name's Clinton. I'm all things sports, football related, basketball, NFL. That's me.
Who do you support?
Support Chelsea.
Boo.
You know what it is.
What do you do in spare time?
Hobbies, I go gym. I'm an actor as well, you know.
Anything interesting you've been in yet, or is it just...
I've been in a few music videos, you know. I'm slowly building up.
See, all the brothers trying to make it.
See, different avenues, man. Can't just be doing the same things, man.
Or control all the media outlets.
You want to control it?
Control everything.
You're Sky, yeah?
Dominate.
Sky.
Acting, entertaining,
everything.
Music, sports, control all of it.
We're gonna call it TMG.
Shout out to Daniel Kaluuya as well for the Oscar as well. That was big, innit?
That was a big one, man.
Very big.
Big for the UK, man. UK people making it all over the world.
Yeah.
Making it all over the world.
Yeah,
I was going to say another word, but I don't know if you can say this. PG, is it?
Was it PG, yeah?
Yeah, because mine will be switching. Mellow will be switching.
When he's pissed off.
He's switching off. You know what it is. Let's start with the quick fire questions.
So that's very interesting.
Ronaldo or Messi?
Ronaldo.
LeBron or Jordan?
Oh, Jordan.
Larry or Magic?
Magic.
Prime City, Prime Liverpool?
Prime City.
Mayweather or Ali?
Ooh, Ali. Has to be Ali.
Fury or AJ?
AJ.
Pep or Klopp?
Oh, why didn't you say where's Mourinho?
You want Mourinho?
Yeah, it gotta be Mourinho. You don't respect. Well, you gave me Pepper Club in it, so I'm gonna have to go.
We're 2020 onwards podcast.
I'll go for Pep.
Lakers or Clippers?
Lakers. I'm a winner. I'm a winner.
Yeah, but even this season, you believe in the Lakers?
The Lakers or Nets these days.
See, we should change that question. Zion or Luka?
Ooh, Luka.
Football, basketball, or boxing?
Or NFL.
Or NFL, yeah.
Football. Soccer.
No, yeah. Soon it might be called soccer over here too. The way these guys are moving. That's what you want, innit?
I don't mind if it's called soccer over here, as long as they're kicking the ball and playing games. The same game that I'm.
The name don't
I
matter
don't
to
care
you.
what the name is.
The Americanization of our beautiful sport. That's what you want.
Why did they let the owners come in if they didn't want it to be American?
They want it for their money. That's it.
They'll change this game up. Soon we can just call kickball. You know, you'd be shocked.
Why isn't it called kickball though?
I don't know what. I mean, back day, I don't know why they didn't call it. It's quite interesting.
Don't know. But speaking of the Americanization, the ESL European Super League has come to a halt for now. What's you guys, feelings, thoughts on the fallout, the potential punishment, sanctions, blah blah blah? Yeah, just give me your thoughts on the fallout. I'll start off with the guest.
Okay, this is serious. I have to just
get serious business. It's true.
Nah, serious. 'Cause I can't believe they ruined football. They almost ruined football, But I'm glad it didn't happen. First of all, it could have been very disastrous for teams like Everton, the teams like Villa, the Wolves. That's what makes football, innit? The other, competition. So I'm glad it didn't happen. First of all, What about you guys?
Keyword being competition.
Competition, exactly.
It's like they wanted to take the competitive aspect out of football. Sports without competition, what is that? You're just having a run around, you know?
That's what guys be doing on
It's
Saturday.
friendly. It's friendly.
Been doing.
Goals, yeah.
Yeah, goals. Guys been playing for the love of it.
When the outcome is almost basically already predetermined, you know, there's no pressure.
They're still playing to win.
Yeah, but there's the pressure aspect is just taken out of it.
How is the pressure aspect taken?
You know, because 15 these teams can't get relegated.
Yeah, but there's a bottom of every league.
Yeah, but who cares? You don't get relegated. You're not getting punished. You don't get punished. You get rewarded for your victories.
Sports? Why is there not? There's no relegation in American.
No,
sports?
but do you know what it is? Yeah, with American sports, yeah, they don't care about regular season. It's all about playoffs.
Yeah,
Basketball. That's why, there's no competition. That's why, like, so with the Super League, yeah, they won't care about any teams that's in the bottom league. It'll be Juve. They won't care about Arsenal, Tottenham. Come on, who's gonna actually watch Arsenal, Tottenham?
The investment, wouldn't every team have a level playing field? Yeah, they're all getting the same level of money for entering the league.
They will.
Now you can like pick from all the people that are not in the league, all the players are not in there, and then you have an elite league, like say like the NBA or say the NFL, where there's only a definite amount of jobs. There's only a definite amount of jobs to the best players, so you can get the best product. If that's the highest league.
Yeah,
if that is the highest league. If that was how the format is going to be. If it's not, then I can see why I just.
You would what's it called, ensure the highest quality of football will be played. Of course, you know that's where most of the money will be, and obviously the better players will flock to where the money is. You know, there's 15 to 20 teams, where how many teams are in the league. So yeah, you will see the best football. That you'll be seeing Barcelona, Real Madrid, Atletico, Juve, the big six in England playing each other on a consistent basis. I'm not going to deny that. But the competition aspect, especially from the lower teams, you know, the success stories, you know, the teams like Leicester, guys who want to come from nowhere to make it into something. The aspect is gone. You're kind of taking that carrot away from them. So the guys who are playing Sunday League, not Sunday Conference football, who want to aspire to get to the high levels as a team, not just an individual, you're taking that potential away from them. They can't go from the being to
How
the top.
many of these teams have succeeded without significant investment? You tell me.
Yeah, most of them do need investment. Of course they do.
Yes, and that's what money is. Money is that's down to investment. If you want to, all those Vaxovich's stories, they're all down to investment, is it not? When the money goes in,
The right investment, though.
It's the right investment.
Plucking up Kante from the French league.
Yeah,
Mahrez when they're in the championship.
Let's was a perfect storm.
Exactly.
That season, I think Chelsea was in a rebuild. Man City was in a rebuild.
It was Arsenal was the closest challenger.
Arsenal was the closest challenger. I don't know what Wenger. I don't know what happened to Arsenal that season.
Giroud didn't want to score no more.
Spurs.
Nah, it wasn't Giroud. We gotta stop that Giroud slander. It wasn't Giroud.
Giroud went missing for 19 games.
Cap.
He went on a goalless drought.
Oh man.
Özil didn't want to take the mantle.
Can never forgive him for that Monaco game, fam. That Giroud ball.
Sanchez was doing his thing, but you know he couldn't do it by himself, and then Arsenal with it away.
Beat Leicester home and away that season.
Wait, back to the Super League though, quickly though, because I don't even agree with the whole competition aspect. Like what you're saying, that there'll be big. Like if you think about it now, yeah, the reason it's called big games is it's not every week. With this format, it's going to be every week. So every week we're going to see a big game,
Yeah.
So with that though, I think it's going to dilute the competition.
I mean, eventually we'll become numb to it because you'll be seeing every week, but. Compared to the rest of what the sport has to offer, those will be the biggest games. Like when
you're not numb to the league because you see the same teams in the league every week.
Yeah, but you don't you don't see the big six playing each other every single week.
So you're not numb to those games? Are you trying to say?
We're not. Eventually, over time, I will get numb to it, but I won't get numb to it to the same extent as seeing Barcelona playing all the other big teams in the world every single week. Of course, that'll still be the highest quality of football on offer, but eventually, over time, people will get numb to it. But it will still be a big game.
It's so great for economies all over the world, fam. You got British tourists on a lashing Barca, going to Madrid, fam. It benefits all of these teams. But I guess what
about the guys that can't afford that?
Tell them to stay at yard.
The common man.
They've been staying at yards already.
Go to the pub and watch it.
How many TV fans are there? There's a whole generation of TV fans. Them man don't care.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Them man don't care. Like it's not the same. Like some and football like
we're TV fans, right?
I've been to a few games, but mainly to fans.
I don't mind. I like watching grassroots football. But me going to Arsenal and paying the astronomical prices, bro, it's a one-off. It's not going to be something I do regularly. Like, some people do that regularly.
Yeah, season ticket holders,
Shout
isn't
out to
it?
them. But me, I'll watch my football on the TV. I'm big games on the TV.
But obviously, with the Super League, you know, the potential government legislation that's supposed to put in place. Potentially, they're going to review to potentially change the rules in terms of how they test potential owners, prospective buyers, to see if they're viable for the clubs. You know, that's what I believe. I think one of the Arabs wanted to take over Newcastle. That was an issue for them because they didn't succeed the initial test. But now they're going to be ideally stricter with the process. Essentially, you know, going to be, especially with directors as well, potential directors of the clubs, they will be reviewed on a more stringent test. They're going to be examining the flows of money within the sport. And most importantly, apparently there might be independent regulators in the sport.
Government interference ruins products. That's what happens.
Government intervention.
Yeah.
Well, that's just a new legislation there.
It's all potential, but this is what the Super League has brought about.
You see, this is what it says. You know, eventually you're gonna. If the government interferes, one day it will come back to bite the people that wanted to support it. Sky and BT, you better be careful who you make your bed with, bro. Because soon, what would the government say? Oh yeah, because they're bringing down the price of subscriptions.
But do you know what? They have no choice. They have to pick the less of the two evils. They have to, because they can't. There's no viable option. Well, for me, where they can be in partnership with another goal.
No, it's a goal.
Okay. I can't see them being in partnership with this Super League. That's why they're doing what they're doing. Because with the Super League, I think it's trying to go into like subscription platforms, so Amazon Prime and all that. So
it's a bit like
they're taking out the middleman.
I was even hearing that they might not even have it. They don't need Amazon Prime. They don't need DAZN. They just stream it on their own Arsenal
Yeah,
TV.
I've read that.
Or they will have their own channel, the whole Super League channel.
Yeah, that's what they're trying to do. Like, teams supposed to have the Arsenal, Chelsea, Man United TV, and you know,
that's what they didn't care. That's what they were.
And get people to pay directly to the club, which obviously would maximise the revenue even more. I mean, so that's another big reason why they're pushing for the Super League. You know, cut out all the broadcasters and broadcast it themselves, control everything, keep everything in house.
I'm personally, I don't see why that's an issue in the first place. I don't see why Sky need to get that cut. Why can't the teams just get it directly? Do you really need to go through Sky to watch your team play? Do you know what I mean?
I mean, obviously from an individual team's perspective, I could see obviously that makes sense. You know, to maximise your revenue. However, I'm not entirely sure on the ruling, but you know, having to pay for Arsenal TV to watch Arsenal games, having to pay for Chelsea to watch Chelsea games, having to pay for Liverpool to watch Liverpool games, you're gonna be paying like £15 to every club, and that totals up.
But you don't have
But
to
that's
watch
why-
every other team though.
But that's why I don't think that one's not possible. It's not plausible.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you're gonna have to pay a fee for every club to watch their games.
I would say yeah.
So are you only gonna watch Arsenal's games?
Now, obviously, on that concept, I hear you. Because what the Premier League has done is that you want to watch every other game. You want to watch all the big games. But some people, they just love their club. They just want to watch their team.
Yeah, they might want to do that.
And they don't mind watching a one-off of another team's game. That could be done broadcast in another way. Like with NFL have its own channel. And if you want to watch a team, you can watch your team. Like, do you get what I mean? Like, you could just have purely... I don't understand why the Premier League don't even have a Premier League channel. Just have all the games there. And then work from there. They don't need Sky. They don't need these broadcasters. They could do it by themselves if they really wanted to. One day the Premier League will branch out. If I was the Premier League, I would say, we don't need you guys. We can just do our own channel.
I think it's the money though, because I think, if I'm not wrong, what happened is what happened with Sky and the Premier League in 1992.
Yeah.
So...
But Sky changed
Karma.
Sky changed the game.
Sky changed the game, fam, because they said these big games used to be on terrestrial TV, BBC One, BBC Two. So when money came into football, I think it diluted the aspects of competition. Like, it's really hard to move within leagues. I'm sure more teams moved within leagues before the ownership thing than now.
What do you mean?
I think it was easy. I think the teams, when money came into the game, only a set amount of teams have won the league regularly. But I'm sure before
It's
then,
true. It's true.
before then, before money was really there, before Abramovich's money, I'm sure it was easier for other teams to challenge. And there was no set.
Yeah, because no one really had money like that. Like set few teams had that much more money than the rest of them. Back then, you used to see teams like Everton, Leeds, Nottingham Forest. I think even Aston Villa. All these teams were winning league titles. Of course, Liverpool were dominant.
If you're
in
talking about the
70s,
first, you're talking about the first division, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Of course, Liverpool were dominant in the 70s, 80s, but you had other teams in the Premier League era. There's only been Arsenal, Chelsea,
United
City,
dominating that.
Blackburn
once.
Leicester. I think that's all the only teams that won the league.
That's it.
7 teams. I'll be surprised in the
22
in the 20 years before that you had more than 7 league winners.
Yeah.
Probably.
Nottingham Forest as well.
I know Liverpool won a lot, but
Arsenal, Liverpool, probably got United.
Nottingham Forest.
Everton, Leeds.
Everton, yeah, they won one as well.
So yeah, it's quite interesting.
And by the Champions League, because I watched the video not too long ago, Champions League wise is even worse. Like back before the 20 years before, I think like 2005.
Oh, the European Cup, innit?
Yeah, they had a lot of different winners. Like, teams like Steaua Bucharest.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
winning.
remember I told you last week there's not been many Champions League winners because all the money's at the top, man. It's the same old games at the top now.
No, but do you know why though? In the European Cup, it was smaller as well because in that competition it was only the winners of a league.
The leagues that
you
was
get
going
it. So that's why teams like Bucharest had a chance.
But I guess obviously the format where it's 32 teams, and this is the best format I think of the Champions League. Like we've had the formats where there's 2 group stages and then the knockouts, but this is the best format. But they're gonna change it anyway for more money. So
it's all about the Benjamins, baby. One thing I do like about the Super League is highlight, it's FIFA and UEFA's corruption even more because they're not the good guys. People need to keep that in mind.
it's the lesser of 2 evils. Right?
Yep.
You know what I mean? But yeah, Florentino Perez is not backing down.
My goat, man.
That's why I said for now. Florentino Perez. But on the other hand, Gary Neville's called this the attempted murder on football.
Neville,
He loves to exaggerate, innit? He loves to exaggerate.
Pandas up.
Yeah.
But he's paying his check though.
No, but he knows how to say the right things, though. I'll give him that.
Same with Juan Laporta from Barcelona. He's not trying to back down as well because they need the money.
Yeah, Spanish clubs need the money.
Spanish and Italian clubs, they're trying to get, like you said before, I believe last week, they're trying to get that Premier League money. They need the money. Like they're bleeding. They need the money. The Premier League, their products, is more commercial, more revenue generating. Those other clubs, boy.
It's because the way the Premier League's marketed is a lot different to how La Liga is, and then La Liga doesn't have the big broadcasting contract. And I don't know what happens. It doesn't make sense when you have like 3 big teams. You should be able to at least share the revenue in a way that these teams shouldn't be suffering and hemorrhaging money like the way they are. But obviously, the Spanish teams don't have owners. They don't have massive owners.
It's just not Spanish football, especially now. Messi Ronaldo era has pretty much come to an end, and if Ronaldo's already left, it's not that valuable. I mean, apart from the El Clasico, Atletico Madrid. You do get the old game of Valencia, Villarreal here, but
the rival.
It's not that valuable. I mean, even Arsenal against Burnley, those games, Chelsea, Burnley, those games, people want to see around the world because Burnley could beat them. Of course, obviously the less teams in Spain have beaten those teams every now and then, but it's extremely rare. It's just not as entertaining. That's what Premier League sells itself on.
It's because the Spanish game is not. It's not physical. It's not rough. It's not fast paced. I guess it's a different kind of product. It's a bit slower.
The Spanish game, they usually all of them usually play the same style, similar style. Just that obviously the better clubs are better at implementing that style. In the English game, so many different styles, so many different ways to play. Yeah. So some teams come with so many different approaches. That's why other teams, it's like a style of football for everyone, and teams can win. That's why upsets occur.
The thing is with the Premier League, it's so international. Like
yeah,
that's what it is. It's like you got so many people from different countries where other leagues are not like that. It's a bit like how the Italian league at one point was the go-to league. Remember that period where it was the go-to league?
In the 80s and 90s.
And they had all the big international players were going there.
That's because that's where the money was at the time.
Yeah, see, wherever the money's been, that's been the best league. That's why the German football's always been pants, fam. Who's trying to watch it? Are you trying to watch it? Fam, they've been trying to put on BT. I'm sure you haven't watched one game.
Dortmund and Bayern. That's
the only game you're watching. And Dortmund, every time, they just wet the bed. Every time they see
Yeah, German football is usually mainly ruled by Bayern. You had other teams here and there, but they come and they falter.
Yeah, and they only come when they're allowed to invest. Like, Hoffenheim was a big force when they invested.
Yeah.
What happened? They won the league. Then, they hate the owner. Stopped investing. Fell apart.
Wolfsburg with Granite as well, my guy. Was it Graffiti or Granite? I can't remember his name. Graffiti, my guy.
Oh, and Zeko, innit? That partnership.
Ooh, Graffiti was.
Even Wolfsburg, they invested, they won the league. But as soon as they invested, they got their man out of there. So
speaking of German football, there's talks that the Premier League is going to implement a similar style and approach into how the club's going to be run with the 50+1 model. But however, it's difficult to implement because compared to how Germany implemented it, because before in '98 when it got implemented in Germany, a lot of those kind of clubs were not for profit organizations, so it was easier to just implement it. Obviously, that's completely different to what the Premier League clubs.
It's going to be hard now
because you know they're owned by foreign international owners who are not just going to be like, safe, just take away my club. You know what I mean? So that's very interesting.
I dare them to do it. The Premier League will become second rate in a second. You really think an owner? If you do that, even if you do that to the worst club in the league, that man will just cut. A team like Fulham is owned by a billionaire. Fam, the man's not gonna give up like his ownership. He's got so much money invested in there. Even if it yo-yos up and down, he's still making money off it. So he doesn't care.
Just to conclude the ESL for now, what do you think the punishments would be? I mean, there's talks about people at higher levels.
I hope there's not a punishment.
Losing their decision-making ability. Going to be out communities that have powers to implement the future of the leagues, that sort of stuff. The guy in UEFA, Seferin, and the Premier League said there will be punishments. People talk about points deductions, all this sort of stuff. I mean, what do you think will happen?
They're going to court. That's it.
Nah.
So any punishment you think is happening is not happening for years, bro. By the time that happens, everything would have changed.
I think it'll just be fines. I don't think there'll be any point deduction.
Fines going to UEFA, of course.
And they need to when the fines go to these clubs, they need to actually, or institutions, they need to actually explain how it's spent.
Yeah, we're not us.
UEFA
told me that UEFA randomly said we got 4 billion just chilling. Yeah, man, that's
what they said.
They said they got 4 billion. When they heard about this comp, they said that we can make another comp. We got 4 billion and we got some people that will invest. These guys they have money. I don't know what they do with it. So.
Interesting. From the ESL, we go to another club in the ESL because obviously the ESL has provided potential opportunities for prospective buyers to buy clubs due to fan pressure. One of those clubs being Arsenal. Apparently Spotify co-founder and chief executive Daniel Elk is looking to throw his hat into the ring. He said himself on Twitter with the help of Bergkamp, Henry, and Vieira. Very nostalgic.
How much money do the man have? They're going to own like 1%. Even less, fam.
Well, apparently,
throw your money to Arsenal, man.
He's worth.
Probably going to be ambassadors or something.
He's worth £3.8 billion. The Kroenkes, or Stan Kroenke at least, is worth around £7 billion. They're trying to take over. What do you guys think? Yeah, he said today, or not even today, just a few hours ago, said they're, adamantly said they're not going to sell. Josh and his dad, I believe, came out and said they're not going to do that.
2 mil. He said the club is valued at 2 billion. Yeah, and they got like 250 million in debt on the stadium that the Kroenkes actually own. So that is too much, even for an outside investor to come in, because then you basically have to pay off that debt and then pay off the valuation. It's a lot of money.
So you don't think it's going to happen?
It can't. It's not viable right now unless you're a Middle Eastern owner that's got bread, unlimited bread.
Because 2 billion would be basically at least basically 2/3 of Dan Ike's net worth.
Cash,
yeah, trust.
I don't think the Spotify owner has that much.
Nah, of course not.
They probably have bare shares.
Apparently, he's already invested the billions into technology stuff.
So yeah, forget it. It's like someone trying to buy Chelsea. Do you know how it's just impossible? It's an impossible task to buy like someone like Chelsea. Chelsea don't even own their stadium. The fans own their stadium.
I believe Abramovich is worth like 17 billion, or around that ballpark.
Yeah, wait, how much of the money can he touch? Because he's not allowed in Russia right now.
Is he?
He's not allowed. Man's been living in.
Chelsea, Chelsea's in debt right now, but
yeah.
Abramovich took the debt on his.
Yeah, on his own.
Yeah.
Why is he not allowed in Russia?
He's not even allowed in the UK.
Why is not? Is it because of nefarious?
I don't know what happened, but man's not allowed in certain areas. He's been living in Israel.
I know. I remember hearing his house is like literally built on water or something like that. It's like he's off the British Isles. He's on the waters. Basically,
he hasn't been allowed in this country. He's trying to get Israel passport to buy passport.
But he comes to the games though.
He's not been in the game. Have you seen him?
Well, not recently.
No, it's probably in Champions League.
Like last year, you saw him. But I haven't seen Abramovich in the game in a long time. You can go and check it.
But anyways, Daniel Ike is Arsenal supporter, and that's fueled his passion to attempt to buy the club. I mean, but the Kroenkes are not willing sellers that we mentioned. It'll be very interesting. I mean.
I was surprised at how much his Kroenke was worth. You wouldn't know with the spending Arsenal does do. like 7.8 billion, but they don't even spend like that.
Because he invests a lot of money, he keeps it to himself. Yeah, he has a lot of other franchises like the LA Rams, that sort of stuff.
That's successful, and the Rams, the Nuggets, they're all successful, bro. And they operate in salary cap leagues. And he's not scared to spend money. That's what I don't understand. He's the one that put the money down for a party. I don't know why people are so conky. It's not about conky.
What's it about?
It's a day-to-day operations. It's how it's run day-to-day. I'm sorry. That's going to go down to the owner. That's down to the CEO and downwards. Those people there. That's the people that you need to be asking about. Don't ask about what the owner... That man's just an overseer. The guy is so silent, bro. What does a man say? Is a man telling you think Conky knows how the game's run? No, he doesn't know.
No, but people are asking why they don't spend enough.
He doesn't need to. He's the owner, fam. Why does he care?
What do you mean?
What do you
mean he doesn't need to spend more? Arsenal need more investment. Arsenal need more investment.
He's providing peace. Do you think Abramovich is asking Duns what's going on?
No, but Abramovich, when Chelsea need money, they spend 200 million. When was the last time Arsenal spent over 100 million transfer window?
200 million? That's not how Arsenal's ever been run.
Yeah, but that's what we need to do now. If we want to progress, if we keep doing the same BS, we're going to be going around in circles.
That's how Arsenal's ever been run. I don't know why people think a club has been run away.
That's why.
Every time we make a big money signing, it doesn't pan out the way you want it to. So it doesn't matter.
That's why people get onto his back, because the current model Arsenal have been implementing is not working anymore. And only a crazy man does the same thing over and over, expecting different results. Especially this day and age. Back when Arsenal did it, there wasn't that much investment for other teams, so you could get away with doing the nitty-gritty, the dealings. Not on one player, but Arsenal need to spend more. And especially, of course, they've made a lot of mistakes in the transfer market. Bought players who are for overpriced.
I was waiting for you to say that.
You know. Of course, it's not exact science. United have made a lot of mistakes, but eventually you're gonna get it right.
They made mistakes. Every time teams have done big spurs, it often ends up in mistakes. Liverpool, when they had the big spurs, Balotelli, Lambert, all of those, man.
Of course,
but those were those were high, low risk, high reward signings. You know,
but they just
not cheap signings. You know.
Of course, the recruitment needs to improve.
Tottenham, when they got the Bell piece, what did they do? They wasted it all.
Of course, the recruitment needs to improve because we're buying players overpriced players who are not up to the task. Arsenal have been doing that for a long time, and the players that we should be spending money on will be becoming too tight on. But the recruitment, like I said, does need to improve because you can only spend so much. Like you need to be buying the right players, and hopefully that.
Well, I don't understand. You think the Spotify guy is spent all these peas buying the club, and now he's going to invest a piece?
No, it doesn't. He doesn't have enough money to achieve what Arsenal. Well, if he spends all that money, but he can have to do it with someone else because if he spends most of his money trying to buy the club, he won't have that much money for transfers. You know what I mean?
Well, football's a lucrative sport, fam. He'll make that money back quickly.
You think? I think the Super League was telling you that football is not that lucrative. I see a lot of the numbers that people were saying. There's a lot of clubs that are making losses this year, like 43 million.
To be fair, COVID's made a big impact. Especially with Arsenal, because Arsenal, they make the most from stadium revenue of everyone.
Arsenal.
Tottenham fans spend the most money on their club than any other club in the world.
But stadium revenue, I mean, like even merchandise, all that sort of stuff. But Arsenal making the most. The latest figures may suggest another team, but Arsenal for a while they're right up there. Even though a lot of other stadiums are bigger than ours, but because of the prices we demand for tickets.
North London, it's a London stadium, all these things.
Interesting.
Terrible product though. Get rid of Lacazette.
Yeah.